Hi everyone. Welcome to the Holy Bible channel. Before we hear this dramatized narration, let's make a brief summary about this book. The book of 1 Samuel is a part of the Old Testament in the Bible, and it covers the period from the birth of Samuel to the end of King Saul's reign. The key events and themes in the book. Chapters 1 through 7. The birth and early life of Samuel. In this first part, we're introduced to a story about a woman named Hannah, who was barren. She prays for a child and promises to dedicate him to God's service. God grants Hannah's prayer, and she gives birth to Samuel, who grows up serving in the temple under the high priest, Eli. Chapters 8 through 15. Saul becomes king. The Israelites demand a king to rule over them, and Samuel anoints Saul, a tall and handsome man from the tribe of Benjamin, as the first king of Israel. Saul's early successes in battle against the Philistines, but he disobeys God's command to completely destroy the Amalekites and their property, resulting in God rejecting him as king. Chapters 16 through 31. David's rise to power. God instructs Samuel to anoint David, a shepherd boy from Bethlehem, as the next king of Israel. David becomes a trusted warrior and friend of Saul's son Jonathan, but Saul becomes increasingly jealous of David and seeks to kill him. David flees and forms a group of loyal followers, known as the Mighty Man, who support him and help him evade Saul's pursuit. Saul and his sons are killed in a battle with the Philistines, and David becomes the king of Judah. The book of 1 Samuel shows the transition of the Israelites from a tribal confederation to a centralized monarchy, and the conflicts and struggles that arise during this process. It also emphasizes the role of prophets, such as Samuel, in communicating God's messages to the people and guiding them in their political and religious affairs. Additionally, the book highlights the importance of obedience to God and the consequences of disobedience. Now let's hear the dramatized narration of this wonderful book. We have included sliding text for a better simultaneous listening and reading experience. Thank you for listening. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. God bless you.
1 Samuel. 1 Samuel chapter 1. Elkanah lived in Ramah, a town in the hill country of Ephraim. His great-great-grandfather was Zuph. So Elkanah was a member of the Zuph clan of the Ephraim tribe. Elkanah's father was Jeroham. His grandfather was Elihu, and his great-grandfather was Tohu. Elkanah had two wives, Hannah and Peninnah. Although Peninnah had children, Hannah did not have any. Once a year, Elkanah traveled from his hometown to Shiloh, where he worshipped the Lord all-powerful and offered sacrifices. Eli was the Lord's priest there, and his two sons, Hophni and Phinehas, served with him as priests. Whenever Elkanah offered a sacrifice, he gave some of the meat to Peninnah and some to each of her sons and daughters. But he gave Hannah even more, because he loved Hannah very much, even though the Lord had kept her from having children of her own. Peninnah liked to make Hannah feel miserable about not having any children, especially when the family went to the house of the Lord each year. One day, Elkanah was there offering a sacrifice, when Hannah began crying and refused to eat. So Elkanah asked,
"Hannah, why are you crying? Why won't you eat? Why do you feel so bad? Don't I mean more to you than 10 sons?"
When the sacrifice had been offered, and they had eaten the meal, Hannah got up and went to pray. Eli was sitting in his chair near the door to the place of worship. Hannah was broken-hearted and was crying as she prayed.
"Lord all-powerful, I am your servant, but I am so miserable. Please let me have a son. I will give him to you for as long as he lives, and his hair will never be cut."
Hannah prayed silently to the Lord for a long time, but her lips were moving, and Eli thought she was drunk.
"How long are you going to stay drunk?"
he asked.
sober up.
Sir, please don't think I'm no good.
Hannah answered.
I'm not drunk and I haven't been drinking. But I do feel miserable and terribly upset. I've been praying all this time, telling the Lord about my problems.
Eli replied,
You may go home now and stop worrying. I'm sure the God of Israel will answer your prayer.
Sir, thank you for being so kind to me.
Hannah said. Then she left, and after eating something, she felt much better. Elkanah and his family got up early the next morning and worshipped the Lord. Then they went back home to Ramah. Later the Lord blessed Elkanah and Hannah with a son. She named him Samuel, because she had asked the Lord for him. The next time Elkanah and his family went to offer their yearly sacrifice, he took along a gift that he had promised to give to the Lord. But Hannah stayed home because she had told Elkanah,
Samuel and I won't go until he's old enough for me to stop nursing him. Then I'll give him to the Lord, and he can stay there at Shiloh for the rest of his life.
You know what's best.
Elkanah said.
Stay here until it's time to stop nursing him. I'm sure the Lord will help you do what you have promised.
Hannah did not go to Shiloh until she stopped nursing Samuel. When it was the time of the year to go to Shiloh again, Hannah and Elkanah took Samuel to the Lord's house. They brought along a 3-year-old bull, a 20-pound sack of flour, and a clay jar full of wine. Hannah and Elkanah offered the bull as a sacrifice, then brought the little boy to Eli.
Sir,
Hannah said,
a few years ago I stood here beside you and asked the Lord to give me a child. Here he is. The Lord gave me just what I asked for. Now I am giving him to the Lord, and he will be the Lord's servant for as long as he lives.
1 Samuel chapter 2. Elkanah worshipped the Lord there at Shiloh, and Hannah prayed,
You make me strong and happy, Lord. You rescued me. Now I can be glad and laugh at my enemies. No other God is like you. We're safer with you than on a high mountain. I can tell those proud people, stop your boasting. Nothing is hidden from the Lord, and he judges what we do. Our Lord, you break the bows of warriors, but you give strength to everyone who stumbles. People who once had plenty to eat must now hire themselves out for only a piece of bread. But you give the hungry more than enough to eat. A woman did not have a child, and you gave her 7. But a woman who had many was left with none. You take away life, and you give life. You send people down to the world of the dead and bring them back again. Our Lord, you are the one who makes us rich or poor. You put some in high positions and bring disgrace on others. You lift the poor and homeless out of the garbage dump and give them places of honor in royal palaces. You set the world on foundations, and they belong to you. You protect your loyal people, but everyone who is evil will die in darkness. We cannot win a victory by our own strength. Our Lord, those who attack you will be broken in pieces when you fight back with thunder from heaven. You will judge the whole earth and give power and strength to your chosen king.
Elkanah and Hannah went back home to Ramah, but the boy Samuel stayed to help Eli serve the Lord. Eli's sons were priests, but they were dishonest and refused to obey the Lord. So, while people were boiling the meat from their sacrifices, these priests would send over a servant with a large 3-pronged fork. The servant would stick the fork into the cooking pot, and whatever meat came out on the fork was taken back to the priests. That is how these 2 priests treated every Israelite who came to offer sacrifices in Shiloh. Sometimes, when people were offering sacrifices, the servant would come over even before the fat had been cut off and sacrificed to the Lord. Then the servant would tell them,
The priest doesn't want his meat boiled. Give him some raw meat that he can roast.
Usually the people answered,
Take what you want, but first let us sacrifice the fat to the Lord.
No.
the servant would reply.
If you don't give it to me now, I'll take it by force.
Eli's sons did not show any respect for the sacrifices that the people offered. This was a terrible sin, and it made the Lord very angry. The boy Samuel served the Lord, and wore a special linen garment, and the clothes his mother made for him. She would bring new clothes every year, when she and her husband came to offer sacrifices at Shiloh. Eli would always bless Elkanah and his wife and say,
Samuel was born in answer to your prayers. Now you have given him to the Lord. I pray that the Lord will bless you with more children to take his place.
After Eli had blessed them, Elkanah and Hannah would return home. The Lord was kind to Hannah, and she had 3 more sons and 2 daughters. But Samuel grew up at the Lord's house in Shiloh. Eli was now very old, and he heard what his sons were doing to the people of Israel.
Why are you doing these awful things?
He asked them.
I've been hearing nothing but complaints about you from all of the Lord's people. If you harm another person, God can help make things right between the 2 of you. But if you commit a crime against the Lord, no one can help you.
But the Lord had already decided to kill them, so he kept them from listening to their father. Each day the Lord and his people liked Samuel more and more. One day a prophet came to Eli and gave him this message from the Lord.
When your ancestors were slaves of the king of Egypt, I came and showed them who I am. Out of all the tribes of Israel, I chose your family to be my priests. I wanted them to offer sacrifices and burn incense to me, and to find out from me what I want my people to do. I commanded everyone to bring their sacrifices here where I live, and I allowed you and your family to keep those that were not offered to me on the altar. But you honor your sons instead of me. You don't respect the sacrifices and offerings that are brought to me, and you've all gotten fat from eating the best parts. I am the Lord, the God of Israel. I promised to always let your family serve me as priests, but now I tell you that I cannot do this any longer. I honor anyone who honors me, but I put a curse on anyone who hates me. The time will come when I will kill you and everyone else in your family. Not one of you will live to an old age. Your family will have a lot of trouble. I will be kind to Israel, but everyone in your family will die young. If I let anyone from your family be a priest, his life will be full of sadness and sorrow. But most of the men in your family will die a violent death. To prove to you that I will do these things, your 2 sons, Hophni and Phinehas, will die on the same day. I have chosen someone else to be my priest, someone who will be faithful and obey me. I will always let his family serve as priests and help my chosen king. But if anyone is left from your family, he will come to my priest and beg for money or a little bread. He may even say to my priest, "Please let me be a priest, so I will at least have something to eat."